How's it going out there, YouTubers? Cyberneticshark here with another new movie review for you. So let's get right into this movie review and see what I saw. So yesterday I had the pleasure of checking out a new comedy film that came out last week. And this comedy film has a great ensemble cast and just a interesting and funny type of comedy film. This is also the directorial debut of its director, too, as well. She's really not done a lot of other things except for writing, and she's actually written a huge trilogy of awesome films, too, as well, that were considered big hits and were considered a great success as well. But this film that I ended up checking out was none other than the film Blockers. Now, Blockers, like I said, is a funny comedy film, kind of coming-of-age type of film. Has to do with three girls, going to the prom, etc., etc., and all that good stuff. But this film has, like I said, a great ensemble cast and just a great direction, and it was just a really funny and a lot of great one-liners in the film. Now, this film is directed, and like I said, her directorial debut, Miss Kay Cannon. Now, Kay Cannon, like I said, hasn't directed anything else. This is actually her very first directing film. But she has written a few really good films in her, in her line of work that she's done over the last few years. And she actually wrote the whole trilogy of this film series, and that is the film series The Pitch Perfects, which were a really awesome and great film series. Even the third one, this last one that they made, she just wrote it so beautifully and made it really hilarious and fun. I was just really impressed with it, and I thought it was really, really well written and so well directed as well. But with Blockers, I thought she did a really good job of her directing debut. I thought she, gave us a whole new fresh look at this type of teen comedy. She gave us a whole other side of it that we hadn't seen, more focusing on the females instead of the males of the usual that they would do. And definitely it was very interesting and definitely a difficult first film to do and to really show that you have the directing chops like she does. And I thought she did a really fantastic job with that. She made a really great, funny comedy. And even though she didn't have any of the writing part about this, still the writers knew exactly what she wanted, and they made a great, fantastic film. Really well directed and really good for her first directorial debut. And just, she made a really good comedy. I was really laughing a lot at it. Thought she did an amazing job. And I just was really impressed. I'm looking forward to more of her films that she does. So like I was saying before, this has a great ensemble cast. And this to start off this awesome cast, we have none other than Mr. WWE himself, that has done lots of wrestling, has done a lot of action films, and this is kind of like his, I would say, third comedy film that he's done, but he is like the main lead in this film, and that's Mr. John Cena. Now, John Cena, like I said, we all recognize him as the wrestler John Cena, but he's done quite a few movies over the last, I would say, 5 years, and a lot of them are really good films. Really funny, really hilarious, just really good action films as well. But a couple films that I really enjoyed that he was in were such films as the awesome comedy film with Amy Schumer and Bill Hader, and that is the film Trainwrecked. Now, Trainwreck is a really awesome film. It was really funny, really hilarious, and it had a great element and great comedy and dramatic element to it. It was kind of more of like a dramedy a little bit, along with, it was kind of loosely based on Amy Schumer's life. And I love the character that John Cena played in it, playing kind of her boyfriend that she kind of ditches basically through the movie. And she just did he did a really good job with that. He was just super funny. I loved a lot of his lines. I thought he was really good at the comic element. And I felt that, this is probably one of his better roles that he's done that shows that, he does have a little bit of acting chops, that he can act more than just being an action star. And I thought he did a good job in that. Now, another great film that he was in that I thought he did a fantastic job and just was a really kick-ass, super guy, and that is the film The Marine. Now, The Marine, of course, is just an action film that he was in that, he was an action star, etc., etc. But I still thought he was very decent in it and playing the role pretty vulnerably and still played the part very well. I thought he did a lot of great, action sequences. I thought that his interaction with the female lead in the film was really good. And I just thought he did a really good job of playing opposite Robert Patrick in that film. And he just played the role really well. I thought it was, a nice action film and definitely entertained me the whole time watching it. And just had really good chemistry, I felt, throughout the film. But in Blockers, John Cena is absolutely hilarious. He was so perfect in it. Every scene where he's like he starts to supposedly cry are absolutely hilarious and perfect. And this definitely, I agree with one of the critics saying that this is the best John Cena comedy film there is. He really was fantastic in this film. He has some great one-liners in the film. He has a lot of great chemistry in the film. He's hilarious as a dad, like he is, and he just does a really good job at it. He really did portray that parent type really well, and he just was super funny, and I really enjoyed him, and I thought he did a fantastic job. Made it very interesting, and just made it entertaining, and it was a great part of that awesome cast that was in the film. We also have in the film none other than Mrs. Apatow herself, Leslie Mann. Now, Leslie Mann, we all recognize, of course, from George the Jungle, as Nell in that film. And we, recognize her from This Is 40 and The 40-Year-Old Virgin and a whole slew of films through the late 90s through the early 2000s. But a couple films I really enjoyed her in and thought she was fantastic in, and that were just really well done films to begin with. One of those awesome films is an awesome 2002 film that stars Jack Black, Colin Hanks, and John Lithgow, and that is the film Orange County. Now, this film is just super hilarious, really fun, and so well written by Mike White. And I just loved Leslie Mann's character in the film, playing the mother that's divorced, that, she's basically with this one guy thinking that, oh, he really loves me, but really she just, had an affair with him because he was younger and sexier, and she didn't feel sexy anymore and stuff like that. And it was like a perfect Leslie Mann character. She always plays that type of character, which I always find so funny. But she played it so well, and she was so funny. And I think one of the best scenes is where they're about to tell the kids that they're back together, and just her face and expression was so perfect. Just a really funny and fun role in that film, and she did a fantastic job. I really enjoyed her in it, and she made that movie much more entertaining. Another great film that she was in that I really enjoy, I think this is one of the best movies of all time. I absolutely love this film. I can watch it religiously over and over again for 24 hours straight. And that is the Zac Efron film, 17 Again. I absolutely love this movie. I think it's fantastic. I don't think it gets enough credit for how good of a teen comedy film it is. Redemption type of film. It just was really awesome. Made me think a lot of kind of along the lines of Freaky Friday kind of deal, stuff like that. People switching bodies and stuff like that. I thought it was really funny. And Thomas Lennon in that film, oh my gosh, he is so stinking hilarious in that film. Makes me crack up so hard in that whole entire movie. But in the movie, Leslie Mann, I love playing as the wife and the mother of, Michelle Trachtenberg and the other kid. And she just plays it to the T, and there's some great scenes where she's interacting with Zac Efron, and they're just how she's touching him and moving him and stuff like that. It was just absolutely hilarious, and she just played that character to the T, and it was just a great improvement and great characterization of previous characters she's played. And I just really enjoyed her, and I thought she was fantastic in it. She was super funny, super hilarious. Just really endearing and just really fun in that film, and she made that film even more fun to watch just because she was just so good at it. But in Blockers, she plays that relentless type of mother character again, and she just is as hilarious as can be. She has some great scenes in the film where she's hilarious, where she's trying to get out of the room where her daughter and her boyfriend are about to have sex for the first time, and the things she's trying to do to not let them know she's there, and she's trying to get out and stuff. It's just super hilarious. Just really well rounded character in the whole film, very funny, very just super hilarious. It was a great performance, and she was a great addition to the film. She made it very entertaining and fun. Another great actor that's in this film that I think is absolutely hilarious in anything he's in. He is just absolutely so funny. And that is Mr. Ike Barinholtz. Now, Ike Barinholtz, we all recognize, of course, from, Mad TV, and we might recognize him from a sort of other couple films. But a couple of films I really enjoyed him and thought he was fantastic in were such films as also another Zac Efron film and Seth Rogen film from the later 2000s, and that is the film Neighbors. Now, Neighbors is just a fantastic comedy film. Super hilarious, super funny, lots of great one-liners, lots of great scenes. Everyone works so well together in the film and just is super hilarious. But Ike Barinholtz's character in this film is kind of like Seth Rogen's best friend, is absolutely hilarious. He is absolutely out of control and so stinking funny. Some of the lines and some of the things he does in the movie were just so super and stupid. But at the same time, you just could not laugh at them because they were so funny. And he just was he was such a great addition to that cast. Especially the scene where they're in the office and the frat boys have like rigged all these airbags around the place. And he sits on one of them and he gets blown up into the ceiling. So hilarious. Just his reaction, his timing, and just how he reacts to that was like so freaking funny. So good in this film, so amazing. Probably one of his best, I think, of his roles that he's done recently. So stinking hilarious. If you haven't seen Neighbors, check it out, people. It's so much fun. So hilarious. Another great film that he was in that I think he was absolutely hilarious in, and just really fun and kind of interesting to see kind of in a normal kind of role, playing kind of more of like a straight-laced character, and that is the film Sisters. Now, Sisters, he plays like this neighbor guy that Amy Poehler and Tina Fey interact with, and Amy Poehler's kind of got a thing for him. And so they kind of interact, and he ends up coming to their party, and just like the things that ensue that he does are just super hilarious and funny. So stinking funny, especially the scene where he falls on the statue and it goes up inside him was so freaking hilarious. Some of the lines he says, you were just like laughing so hard because it was so priceless and just like so perfect. And he just was so good in that. I really enjoyed him, and I thought he was a great addition to that cast. And he just made the film even more enjoyable. But in Blockers, I thought he was absolutely the best character in the whole film. He made me laugh so hard through that whole entire film. And just some of the lines and some of the actions he does in the film were just so funny. He really brought his A game to this film. He really showed how good of a comedian he is. And he plays that, usual kind of like character he usually plays, but he took it to a whole other level in this film, I feel. And he worked upon it. He grew it. He attached more to it to make it even more funny. And his interaction between him and his daughter in the film are super hilarious too. And he was a great addition to that cast, He made that movie so much more entertaining, even more entertaining than the other two. And just made the movie even funner. And I can see why this is, 82% Rotten Fresh, because it's just such a fantastic comedy film. And he definitely, is one of the reasons why it's probably so good and such a great contribution to the film. He just was fantastic. I really enjoyed him in it. And he definitely is one of the reasons why I'm going to own this film, just for the fact of that, because he is just so awesome in this movie. Really great actor. Can't wait to see more from him. He's so funny. So funny. So the only other actor, or actress I should say, that actually has some acting credibility or acting filmography to their bravado in this film of the rest of the main cast is Kathryn Newton. Now, Kathryn Newton you might recognize from a couple films that I've seen, and you might have seen. One of them happens to be a awesome drama film that definitely deserved to win Best Oscar this year because it was just a fantastic film. It was such an amazing film, just a really intense, great drama film with great acting all around. And that is the film Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. And Kathryn Newton plays actually Frances McDormand's daughter that's the one that gets killed that she's trying to get justice for. And she just was really good in the few scenes that she had in the film, were very powerful, really intense, and very emotional. And she was really good at that. She really can have a really good dramatic side to her versus her comedy side. And I feel that her dramatic side is definitely a little more bravadoed or fine-tuned compared to her comedy side. But she was really fantastic in those few minutes that you get to see her in the film. And she just was really good at that and did a really excellent job. Another film that she was in that's also a really great film from last year, and that I actually just recently watched, was none other than the film with Sarazen Rosen, the film Lady Bird. Now, Lady Bird, she plays a character, and I don't really remember. I don't think it was a huge part. I think it was a very short part. But at the same time, the short part that it was, she still was fantastic in the film. Another coming-of-age kind of drama film, a little bit of comedy element to it, and she was fantastic in it. She was a really good addition to that film. She really worked well with everyone that was involved in it, and just was a really great pleasure, and a really good addition to that awesome film. But in Blockers, I thought she was fantastic in it, especially the scene where she's talking to Leslie Mann and kind of expressing her feelings after, her mom's trying to get her to stop doing this thing that she's doing that night. And just, she really emoted a lot of great emotion. It was very realistic, very, seemed sincere and real, and I thought she did a fantastic job with that. I thought she had some great one-liners kind of in the film. Her expressions and her acting, I felt, was really fine-tuned. And I thought she was a great addition playing that daughter role. I thought she did a really good job. For as young as she is, I think she has a lot of, acting abilities that she's going to come into as she, grows more and becomes more of an actress. But at the same time, I think that she's well on her way, and she's doing a really fantastic job. Great addition to that film, and just a really great, daughter character in that film. And I really enjoyed her in it, too. I thought she was fantastic and fun to watch. Now, a couple other honorable mentions that were in the film were such actors as Mr. Gary Cole. You might recognize Gary Cole from Office Space, Talladega Nights, and the Brady Bunch movies that they did. He's just a really awesome and really funny character actor, and I really enjoyed him. And it was so funny when he popped up in that. I thought it was funny that they had him. He was really good in this, and he was really funny. But none other than that, though, also Miss Gina Gershon showed up in the film too, which I found super hilarious. She was really funny in it too, and a really good addition. She actually they play the mother and father of the boy that Leslie Mann's daughter is dating, and I thought that was kind of funny, and how, just like the sescapades that they were involved in the film. I thought it was super funny. They were just a really good addition to the film too. But all around, the movie was just fantastic and wonderful. Super hilarious. I laughed my butt off in it. Me and my girlfriend, and we just were laughing so hard because there were so many great one-liners and just really great scenes in it. Inner dialogue and stuff with people. It just was super funny. Really fantastic film. Really deserves the certified Rotten Fresh Tomato score that it has. Just a fantastic, kind of teen comedy drama type of film. Really awesome, really well done, and really superb. So if you're not familiar with what Blocker's about, basically what the premise of the story is Ike Barinholtz, John Cena, Leslie Mann, are parents of 3 daughters. And the 3 daughters go to school and are best friends and so forth. And all of a sudden they come across and find out that their 3 daughters are going to try to lose their virginity on prom night. So the majority of the movie is about them trying to stop them from making this huge mistake and all the comedy antics that happen. And that's pretty much what it's all about. It was a great premise, really funny. It was nice to see a different side, it being 3 female girls instead of 3 guys or 4 guys or whatever, kind of like, American Pie or any of the films that they've made over the last 20 plus years. It was just really nice and refreshing, and all 3 actresses were really good together. They really worked well, and it just was a fantastic film. I'd highly recommend going to see it. It was super funny. You'll laugh your butt off. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up on this one, guys. Really fun and hilarious. Definitely going to be added into my collection. It was just really fun. Can't wait to see if they have blooper reels and deleted scenes. That'll be interesting. Just a really awesome film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out, people. Go see it. It's in theaters now. Really fun stuff. Really good. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. And also, thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, if you've been here before and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss one of these awesome videos or this awesome video I just put up. And as always, keep your eyes out for any older, newer videos you might not have seen yet. And always, check out that awesome link down below about the awesome horror pack. Now, Horror Pack is an awesome subscription service where you can get awesome horror films right to your door every month in either Blu-ray or DVD format, and you get 4 for a great low price. And also, each box comes with a limited edition. So remember, now, limited editions are an awesome thing, especially if you're a big collector, especially when you want to find things that are rare and you can't find anywhere else. Things that you want to add to your awesome collection, people. So what better way to get it included in your price and in your cool box of awesome horror films? So if you're interested in that, let me know down in the comments so I can hook you up with a discount on your first month. And also, people, check out the awesome Stardust app. Now, the Stardust app is an awesome little app that you can get either in the Google Play Store or the Apple Play Store. And you download it, and basically you can watch either 3 to 30-second long little mini reviews of films, TV, trailers, and anything you can think of. And also, they're getting new and special features coming up too soon on the app, so they're going to be updating it. So definitely check that out if you don't already have it, and download it, and then follow me down at Cyberneticshark as well. And if you do, I'll follow you right back, people. So check that out, people. You know you want to. It's fun. And as always, catch you in the next one.